Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this episode is going to be a little bit out of order. It is now Saturday and I finished the week, but I did all my recording on Monday when I was doing meal prep because I wanted to share that with you. So update for this week from Coach. Had no cardio. Oh, it was awesome. I got 2 high carb days and my carbs went up 20 grams. So I was up to 220 grams of carbs. My protein dropped a little bit and my fat stayed the same. My high carb days this week were at 375 grams of carbs, so that has been fantabulous. And today was one of those. I went and had lunch with my mother and my sister for Mother's Day, and my oldest couldn't go with us because he had to work. But Chance went, and I was able to enjoy sushi today. That's what I had. We went to a Japanese steakhouse. So I had sushi today to fill in some of those carbs, and I'm coming home, and I'm pretty much wiped out of fat at this point, and very minimal protein left. So I'll be eating probably dry cereal or blueberries or blackberries for the rest of the day. The good thing is the day's almost over, so that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoy how I do meal prep. I tried to share a lot of the things that I do with you and some of my food finds with you as well. So if you have any questions, post them below. I'd like to do a Q&A at some point. I've been doing flexible dieting and macros for so long, I tend to think that people know what I'm talking about when I start doing my food. So if you think of anything you want to know, hit me up down below. Hey guys, so I had a friend of mine ask me about meal prep and she had a lot of questions, and so I thought I would just go ahead and do a video for this week's episode since there's not a whole lot to it. So I'm just gonna let you guys meal prep with me today. I haven't heard back from Coach, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with last week's numbers. And so what I kind of do when I start my meal prep is I look at my numbers, and I like to eat, and so if I'm eating all day long, it makes me feel better. And so I do basically 3 meals, 3 snacks. How are you gonna do it? 6 meals. It ends up being 6 total. A couple things that you could do if you wanted, you could take all of your numbers and divide it equally across however many meals you want to do. A friend of mine, she likes to just have 3 meals a day, and so she does kind of a early morning carb heavy before she works out. So it just whatever works for you. I like to save my carbs for night when I get home because that's when my cravings attack. So most of my meals throughout the day are high in veggies and stuff. And so this week I am doing, it's a cabbage with some chicken sausage that I bought at Walmart. And then with some chicken bacon in it as well. I'm also going to do some zoodles with turkey meatballs and pizza sauce with mushrooms and Parmesan cheese. And then for breakfast, I think I'm doing Kodiak cakes this week. I got the chocolate and the peanut butter ones. So I'm probably going to do like a peanut butter chocolate waffle this week. So that is where we are in the planning process. And so I will start dividing stuff up. I put those in, the main meals that I'm going to have. I put those in and then look at my numbers to see what I have left. And then I backfill with snacks so that by the end of the night, I am down to as close to 0 as I possibly can be. So I am kind of getting ready. I wanted to show you the smoked sausages I was talking about. This is Sam's Choice All Natural Chicken Apple Smoked Sausage, and it comes in a pack of 4. The macros are for 84 grams, which is 1 link. It's 3 fat, 3 carbs, and 15 protein. And so I put them in the air fryer, did 4 minutes on one side, flipped them over 4 minutes on the other side. So they're ready to go. They're in here now. They've cooled off a good bit. So I'm going to take and dice these up, put them in with my cabbage and some crumpled chicken bacon in there and some type of cheese, I'm sure. So that's one thing. Another thing I wanted to show you is some stuff that I found at Sam's when we went shopping yesterday. These Protein Crisp. When I first saw them, it said protein chip, and if you've ever tried a protein chip, it kind of tastes what I would think sawdust becomes in your mouth. Not that I've ever eaten sawdust, but they're just gross. And so I was very skeptical about getting these, but these are great, y'all. They're very crunchy, very light and airy, and you get almost a full cup of these for the 28 grams. So the macros are 2.5 in fat. The carbs are only 10, and 4 of those are fiber, and then protein is 10 grams. So these are definitely worth the buy. I recommend these. Another one that I found, apparently I was hungry when I went to Sam's, Buck Wild, never heard of them, but these guys are 28 grams, so you get about 12, 13 chips, and you get 8 fat, 14 carbs, and 1 protein. And so even though it's not that great of a macro find, it's better than Doritos or Lay's or those other chips, and it satisfies that for me. So those are going to be worked in for snack this week at some point, morning, afternoon, probably afternoon when I get munchies, but I'm working on my meatballs now, and so what I have done is I've taken my, I use 97.3 ground turkey, and I've weighed out 112 grams because that's the serving size, and I rolled them up into meatballs, and I'm going to place those in the air fryer once I get them all done, and bake those. I think they'll take about 10-12 minutes in the air fryer. Over in the Instant Pot, I have my cabbage going. Apparently, I think I need all the kitchen gadgets because I have just collected so many over the years, but it helps. I bought a spiralizer that I'm going to do my zoodles with soon, so I will show that to you shortly. So you just take and spiralize it and see how it comes out. And so this is one way that I can save on carbs, because I'm a carb hoarder. Even though my carbs are at 200 grams, I feel like they're not. And so I like lots of food, and I'd rather have chips. So you can see this is the zoodles that you get. I'm going to use it tonight with my some red potatoes that I have and put them in the air fryer and make me some curly fries. So love this tool. So I was a huge fan of Kodiak cakes during my last prep. And so, of course, now that my carbs are increasing, I've decided to go and find some. A friend of mine found me some at Super Target. She was out of town somewhere and found one there. So I had only ever used just the plain Kodiak cakes, and they are, find this one, here it is, Kodiak cakes. And the reason I like them, they're actually lower in carbs than most pancake mixes. For half a cup, 53 grams, you get 30 grams of carbs with 5 fiber. But it has added, the Power Cakes has an added protein. So these are 14 grams of protein so it makes about 4-inch flapjacks, 3 4-inch flapjacks, 2 grams of fat, 30 carbs, 14 protein. Well, she found me these. So this is the crunchy peanut butter flavor, a little less carbs at 27, a little more fat at 6. And these, just kidding, one of these, yes, this one. Dark chocolate, I have an issue, I think I have a problem. The dark chocolate ones, 4 grams of fat, 28 carbs, and 14 protein. So I have taken 40 grams of the chocolate and 40 grams of the peanut butter and mixed it together so I can have me a peanut butter and chocolate waffles this week. So I'm one of those oddballs that has a hard time getting their fat in. And so yeah, I can do carbs and protein no problem, but I struggle with fat, and so I have to add stuff like almond butter or coconut oil or almonds into my diet throughout the day, or eggs. I started eating regular eggs, and so there's a good bit of fat in an egg. So one of my favorite types of almond butter is this one. It's Maranatha almond butter. 2 tablespoons is 32 grams. You get 16 grams of fat, 7 grams of carbs, 3 of which are fiber, and 6 grams of protein. So that's what I use is Maranatha almond butter. One of my snacks that I like to do that I think I've probably done since October every day, some variation of it depending on what my numbers were for the week, is I would take 3/4 cup of fat-free cottage cheese, and I would add various amounts of almond butter. So for this week I'm doing 15 grams of almond butter. And then there's NTS protein. I get it from tigerfitness.com. They have a blueberry muffin protein. So it doesn't take a whole lot. It's got a lot of flavor to it. So I only have to use like 11.5 grams in with that mixture. For a full scoop of 33.5 grams, it's 1.5 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, and only 3 sugars, and then 25 grams of protein. So this is super tasty. I've done some muffins or pumpkin bread as well using this. And then I take and add 98 grams of fresh blueberries on top of that. And that is a snack that I have pretty much every day because I want to get at least 1 serving of fruit in a day. And so I use blueberries because they're low in number. Blackberries are actually a really good source of fiber with low carbs. But the blackberry doesn't taste as good in this concoction with the blueberry protein powder, so I do blueberries. 98 grams, it's very filling, very good. It smells delicious when I open it up. Everybody always asks, are you eating cookie dough? So it does smell good. Another thing that you can do that I used to do at night before I'd go to bed would make protein sludge. And that is a recipe that I actually got from tigerfitness.com. And basically you take your amount of peanut butter, almond butter, whatever it is, and then add the amount of protein. Could be a scoop, half a scoop, whatever it is that you have in your numbers. And just enough water to make it so it's like a little slurpy sludge. And it's so good. It's like you're actually cheating, in all kind of different variations. I used to get salty caramel protein and then do that with the almond butter. Yum. Here's a quick tip. Reheat your pre-made waffles in a toaster so they're not soggy.